Hello gamers and welcome to True Valorant News. I'm your host TrueFade, and today we have a lot of news to cover regarding FPX Ardiis on where he's going to be moving. Tier 2 getting paid similarly to Tier 1. Also BCJ and saying his goodbye to other teammates. Shopify Rebellion move, as well as C9 Sentinels and a Loud rivalry. First topic today is FPX Ardiis. So rumor has it he may not be signing with Navi with the rest of the FPX players and is possibly looking for different offers, especially for teams that are willing to cash out on a chamber / jet player that Ardiis is. So he says, where's the best place to visit in Seoul? Meaning that he's trying to look for or he has some offers from other teams in the APAC region, but hasn't 100% confirmed whether or not he's going to be staying in the EMEA or APAC. Here's a statement that Guild Esports had put out stating that they're going to be staying in Tier 2 Valorant and continue supporting the whole entire scene, because recently they did pick up their Game Changers roster that I had made a news post about the other day, and they're willing to stay inside Tier 2 for the men's team. This is a great look overall for the organization because Riot really wants to see the Tier 2 grow, especially after franchising. So I think this is a great step for Guild and for David Beckham, since this is his team. But I don't know who's gonna exactly be on the roster, since they had a lot of good players, but they're most likely gonna get signed by a bunch of different teams. So we don't know which rosters are coming into Tier 2 and whatnot yet. Here's something really interesting from the Tier 2 scene. There has been a lot of reports all over Twitter and all over other social media stating that Tier 2 Valorant will be paying similarly to Tier 1 Valorant teams, which is actually kind of interesting because these organizations will need to take the money out of their own pockets and pay the players, rather than Riot supporting those teams that are in the partnered league and giving the salary to those players. So this is very interesting that Tier 2 organizations are going to be doing this. Obviously it is great for the whole entire game of Valorant, just because it promotes more people to play in Tier 2 and not feel like if you're not in Tier 1 you never made it. So this is actually really good, healthy to see. I'm excited to see where the Tier 2 organization will be next year. Just like a Valorant, just like the Valorant NA side, everybody's waiting for the rosters to be leaked and everything. Nothing has been officially announced yet, mainly because all players have up to 48 hours to decide whether or not they want to be on a team that had made an offer for them, or if they want to do counter offers and keeping their list open. So that's why it's taking a little bit longer than usual, as well as a trialing period for these players on the new rosters and seeing whether or not they like the system that they're going into. So we're probably won't see another signing until the end of next week, honestly, just because this week has been a lot of trialing, offers being sent out, and nothing has been 100% confirmed yet. This is interesting from Night Slow. He pretty much just said Sentinels, Cloud9 and Loud would be the big three rivalry in America's League. I 100% agree with this, but there's one more team I want to put inside this list that I personally don't follow as much, is 100 Thieves. I think 100 Thieves has been performing really well and has a chance at being a top team next year, especially with cryocells on the team. Moving over to Shopify Rebellion. Shopify Rebellion decided to let go of Tig. Tig was one of the players. This whole entire roster was originally Luminosity Gaming, and this whole roster has been together since the very start of Valorant, and now are starting to split apart. I'm not sure exactly why Tig has left. Obviously he put out a statement, as well as Shopify Rebellion and his teammates. Maybe he's trying to get into Tier 1. Obviously, if he is, that's great. But what I find really interesting is that none of the other players in Shopify Rebellion have even put out a statement saying that they were going to leave the team, especially B-Dog. B-Dog was performing extremely well last season, and I can honestly see him in Tier 1, but the fact that he hasn't even put out a statement saying that he's looking for other offers to join for Tier 1 means a lot, saying that he wants to stay with this team because they've been like family to him. I'm interested to see where Tig goes, as well as the Shopify Rebellion, who they decide to replace for him. But this is very interesting on the Shopify Rebellion team. Here is 100 Thieves Bang saying that my goal is eventually to switch to duelists because they are the stars of the team and the rest of the team doesn't really matter, to be honest. Honestly, I 100% agree with this statement that he said. If you're not a star duelist or chamber player, on a team and you just play smokes like Bang does, you're never going to get the light of day. Nobody's going to want to build just around a smoke player. They want to build around a superstar. But what this also brings another question to the 100 Thieves roster is that with the Bang being possibly replaced, it's kind of sad because, man, this kid was killing it last year. Ever since the start of the year, he had one shaky performance and improved every single game after that. And 100%, dude, this guy kept 100 Thieves inside many games that they had no place in being. He got so many clutches, so many impact frags, and just so many overall great plays with the smokes and just great timing. So it's gonna be sad if Bang doesn't stay with 100 Thieves. I can't imagine a world that he leaves, but I can see where he could get replaced by either an IGL if they decide to replace Stellar and bring a controller IGL, or if they decide to replace him with Marvs, which I don't see happening really, but it would just be really sad to let go of Bang because he was a great performer last year. Here is from XSET BCJ. He said the best initiator at Champs went outside for a walk today. Haters will say it's fake. I find this really funny because obviously from Will Miner's post the other day stating that BCJ was the top initiator at Champs by a little bit of a landslide, but happy for BCJ. He's starting to look a little bit healthier. Obviously he has his health issues, but I really hope BCJ does get signed on a somewhat big team. I can really see BCJ getting signed to Evil Geniuses if they decide to change their rosters, just because he's kind of like an underrated pickup and he has a great mentality for the game. And I know Potter at EG would really love that. So I really hope BCJ gets picked up by a tier 1 org. He really has been killing it this last year and a half. So I wish the best for BCJ. Here's a funny post from G2 stating that their night market, pretty much all the skins and then the franchising spot for 20 million Riot points is sold out. This is sad mainly because of the Carlos situation that had happened with G2 and Andrew Tate, but G2 is happily taking some jokes and making a post about it, but I'm sure they're 100% regretting every single decision that they made on not making the partnership with hanging out with Andrew Tate. So again, I feel for G2 and it sucks that they're not in the partnership league, but this should be a great step in tier 2. Before we go ahead and close out the video, guys, if you guys have liked everything, please don't forget to smash that like button as well as comment and subscribe. Tell me where you think some of these players will be moving to and who you're excited to see in this Rostermania. Also, let me know who you guys think is the most underrated player inside the Rostermania is. Before we close out here, BCJ says one door opens, closes, another one opens. It was an honor to have my team with these legends. Here's the many years of happiness and success. And here's Matthew, also known as Krausel's, and Aaron having a last supper dinner. It's going to be very sad seeing all the XSET boys kind of split apart, especially the analyst and Coach Psycho. I can't imagine where they're going to all go, but I know that they were one of the greatest pretty much mental teams that NA had created towards the end of the circuit. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your day and take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.